am Paul Pasolka, Ivy Masters Learning Center at ivymasters.com. And today we're going to look at the 15th and last question for the sample questions for the new digital SAT. 15 reads, Rabinalachi is a pre-colonial Maya dance drama performed annually in Rabanal, a town of the Guatemalan highlands. Based on the events that occurred when Rabanal was a city-state ruled by a king, I'll read what the original in place. Rabinalachi tells a story of Quiche Ache, military leader who had once been the ally of the king but was later captured while leading an invading force against him. And what is this sentence testing? It's actually testing modifying phrases, modification in word order. In other words, a phrase that modifies something must be next to what it modifies. For a simpler example, if I say barking loudly, the tree had the dog's leash wrapped around it. It sounds like the tree is barking. If you didn't get that, rewind this and play it again. Otherwise, you could say barking loudly, the dog's leash was wrapped around the tree, but now the dog's leash is barking loudly. Otherwise, you could say barking loudly, the dog had its leash around the tree. Now the dog is barking loudly, and that fixes the problem. So this is the same concept. When you read the beginning of the sentence, based on the events that occurred when Rabanal was a city-state ruled by a king, comma, that what follows that comma has to be what the events were based on, who or what the events were based on. And answer choice A is the correct answer here because it's based on the events of Rabinalachi. And I will read with A in place one more time, and then let's see what the other ones. Usually you could, a couple of things. One thing is you could usually decide these based on just the first word or two in each answer choice. And also, if you took away the modifying phrase, you'd still have an independent clause. So, in other words, I'd say, based on the events that occurred while Rabanal was a city-state ruled by a king, Rabinalachi, blah, 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 blah. So if it's Rabinalachi, I pick answer choice A. Based on the events that occurred when Rabanal was a city-state ruled by a king, Quiche Ache, and then you'd see if it makes sense that that is what it's modifying. And maybe the rest of the sentence would help you to determine that, but that's going to be the wrong answer. Answer choice C, based on the events occurred when Rabanal was a city-state ruled by a king, there was a military leader, Quiche Ache. You're just going to say the thing, you're not going to introduce it, plus it's not Quiche Ache anyway. And then based on the events that occurred when Rabanal was a city-state ruled by a king, the military leader whose story is told in Rabinalachi. Okay, and again, the military leader in that answer choice D is Quiche Ache. And the other thing that I said is when you take away the modifying phrase, you still have a complete sentence. So I'm going to read answer choice A without anything before it, but I'm going to read to the end of the sentence. Rabinalachi tells the story of Quiche Ache, military leader who had once been the ally of the king but was later captured while leading an invading force against him. Makes perfect sense without the modifying phrase before it. Your correct answer here is A. Thank you for joining us today. If you like this video, click like. You can share it with someone who has trouble with misplaced modifiers. If there's any question you'd like to see answered from any official PSAT or SAT or ACT, leave that in the comments. I'd be happy to shoot a video on it. Click subscribe so you don't miss anything, and check out our 1-minute video on TikTok. Have a great day.